There are plenty of stunning locations around the globe, but not everywhere is safe to visit. Certain places are just too risky that entering them means risking your life. Unbearable weather, toxic gases, unstable landscapes, and unknown powers turn these spots into nightmares even for the most courageous adventurers. But their lethal nature only serves to heighten the mystery, so that people find themselves asking what makes them so deadly. What is it that makes these sites killing grounds? Is it merely nature's wrath, or is there something more than human comprehension involved? Today, we're exploring the 7 deadliest places on planet Earth, places you might want to think twice before going. Some of them have awful secrets, and others demonstrate just how merciless nature can be. From regions where the very air can kill you to locations where people vanish without anyone even knowing they were there, these are not places for the faint of heart. So, buckle up and let's count down the most deadly places you should stay away from at all costs. Number 7. Death Valley, California, USA. The name tells it all. Death Valley is just about the hottest spot on the planet, with temperatures reaching well over 56 degrees Celsius, 134 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a huge, barren desert where the sun is merciless. Several tourists have underestimated this destination, only to end up with severe dehydration, heatstroke, and even death. What makes Death Valley even scarier is its sailing stones enigma. Large boulders weighing hundreds of pounds mysteriously roll across the desert landscape, leaving behind them an eerie trail. Scientists have argued about the phenomenon for decades, but nobody knows what it is. Some attribute it to ice sheets that form underneath the boulders, while others think something paranormal is responsible. In spite of its fatal environment, explorers still venture to Death Valley, believing they can outwit nature. But here's the reality: no human can outsmart the desert. Make a single wrong move, and you'll be stranded without water, assistance, and hope for survival. Number 6. Lake Nyos, Cameroon. A lovely but lethal lake, Lake Nyos is placid on the surface, but beneath it is a secret threat. It's what scientists refer to as an exploding lake. Sounds far-fetched. Well, in 1986, this lake suddenly emitted a huge cloud of carbon dioxide, choking more than 1,700 individuals and thousands of animals in surrounding villages. The stealthy killer did not give anyone time to flee. The catastrophe was triggered by volcanic gases leaking into the lake, with pressure accumulating over time. It finally burst, producing a poisonous wave that killed everything in its way. Visualize sleeping peacefully and waking up to discover that your whole village has vanished, without any indication. Although safety protocols have been installed to avoid a repeat disaster, the threat is never completely eradicated. The next explosion could occur at any time, which makes Lake Nyos one of the most unstable killers on Earth. Number 5. Elephant Kingdom, Thailand. On first glance, Elephant Kingdom seems to be a thrilling destination. Visitors make their way here to get a glimpse of the crocodiles since the place is renowned for having enormous crocodile farms. However, they do not know that this is actually a very dangerous place. Tourists are positioned on tiny floating rafts ringed by scores of crocodiles. All that stands between them and the deadly reptiles is a wafer-thin wooden fence. One tiny misstep, and it's over. Crocodiles are famous for their massive strength and agility. As soon as they catch sight of movement, they strike with lightning speed, pulling their victims into the water with a bone-jarring bite. There have been several incidents of visitors getting close and nearly falling in. Some have been fortunate enough to escape, but not all are so lucky. If ever you happen to visit Thailand, you may do well to reconsider entering the Elephant Kingdom's crocodile waters. Number 4. Danakil Desert, Eritrea. Picture going into a location as hot and poisonous that survival is all but impossible. That's the Danakil Desert for you. Temperatures regularly reach more than 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit here, making this desert one of the world's most inhospitable locations. But heat is not the only threat here. The desert is dotted with volcanic craters, bubbling acid pits, and toxic gas vents. The earth beneath your feet is unstable, and cracks suddenly appear in the ground. One misplaced step, and you might tumble into a pool of lethal fumes or scalding water. Scientists tend to liken Danakil to another planet's surface. Indeed, NASA has utilized this desert to research Mars-like conditions. If that fails to impress you on how tough this place is, nothing else will. It's a hell on Earth where nature is cruel. Number 3. The Bermuda Triangle. A mysterious location, the Bermuda Triangle has been the subject of fear and fascination for decades. This region, spanning areas in the Atlantic Ocean, has claimed planes, ships, and even whole crews. And to this day, no one really knows why. Others attribute it to powerful ocean currents and tempestuous weather. Others consider there's something much more sinister involved, perhaps a power that goes beyond the control of humankind. Pilots have told of their gauges going mad, and mariners have said they've experienced ghostly apparitions before disappearing without leaving behind so much as a splinter of wood. One of the most well-known cases was Flight 19, a squadron of 5 U.S. Navy bombers that vanished in 1945. No wreckage was ever discovered, and all 14 pilots were never heard from again. Magnetic anomalies, underwater caves, or something more out of science. Whatever the cause, one thing is certain: the Bermuda Triangle is no ordinary location. Number 2. Sinabung Volcano, Indonesia. This is a location where death awaits at any minute. Sinabung is one of the world's most active and volatile volcanoes. It has erupted several times in recent years, covering villages under lava and ash. The most recent major eruption was so immense that it hurled a pyroclastic flow of deadly ash and rocks sliding down the mountain slope, obliterating everything in its path. Residents around the volcano live in constant terror, not knowing when another explosion will take place. Sinabung already took hundreds of lives, and with its unforgiving attitude, the figure is bound to increase. While the threat of danger is so real, a few residents stick to their residence, hoping that the volcano would leave them behind. History did not prove favorable to them. When Sinabung awakens, there's no escaping, no hiding, just devastation. Number 1. Valley of Death, Russia. The most dangerous place on our planet is located in a remote area of Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula. It is called the Valley of Death, and it is an area so poisonous that even entering the area can be deadly. The air is toxic with deadly gases. Birds fly into it and drop dead in midair, animals fall to the ground dead, and even humans who venture into it without caution never return alive. The valley is saturated with gases from volcanoes such as hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. They are odorless and invisible, which only makes them more lethal. One wrong breath, and your body begins to shut down. Scientists have analyzed this valley for decades, and yet there's no means to render it secure. No gadget can completely insulate you against its silent kill zone. The Valley of Death is still among the most habitable locations in the world, something that not a single human should ever attempt to visit. The world is an intriguing but risky. Though certain areas appear tempting, their unseen perils turn them into some of the deadliest places on Earth. From poisonous gases to boiling grounds, from unexplained vanishings to inescapable powers of nature. These areas are not for the weak-kneed. So, the next time you plan an adventure, make sure you know what you're stepping into. Some places are better admired from a distance because once you enter, you might not make it back. Stay safe, and remember, nature always wins. Did you enjoy this video? Check out other clips of Amazing 7 and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified our latest videos.